For those that don't already know, Julian Newman is a 20-year-old basketball phenom from Orlando, Florida. Following his 2012 highlight tapes that went viral, Newman spent the next several years developing his talents at Prodigy Prep in Orlando before graduating in 2020. Now, he plans on taking the professional route instead of hitting the college scene. So, who is he? Julian Newman has had an interesting path to get to where he is now, both from a basketball perspective and in terms of his personal life. He first showed interest in basketball at the young age of just 3 years old. Soon thereafter, his father handed him a regulation-sized ball to compete in recreational leagues with older boys, all the while training rigorously with his father. In fact, it was reported that his father would have him make 100 free throws, 200 floaters, and 200 jump shots every day at practice. In the fall of 2012, after initially attending public schools, Newman transferred to Downey Christian School, a smaller private school in Orlando, Florida. And in just the 5th grade, he started playing basketball for the middle school team and saw immediate success. At one point, he even scored as much as 91 points in a single game as a 5th grader. He was then promoted to the varsity team and began competing outside the jurisdiction of the Florida High School Athletic Association, or FHSAA, and despite wearing the smallest available uniform and having to tighten the shoulders of his jersey with the hair tie and roll the waistband of his shorts to prevent them from falling down, as an 11-year-old point guard at just 4 feet 5 inches, nevertheless, he absolutely dominated at the varsity level, averaging an impressive 12.2 points, 10.5 assists, and 4.3 steals per game against kids that were much taller and older than him, leading Downey Christian to a 21-6 record while also throwing for more assists than any player in the entire state of Florida. However, the following year in 6th grade, Newman upped his averages yet again to 17 points per game and was even featured in an article on Max Preps on December 19, 2012, titled 5th Grader Starting for Florida Varsity Team, at which point a highlight video of Newman was posted to YouTube by recruiting website Scouts Focus, going viral with over 3.5 million views. Thus, Julian Newman was born. He soon started to make national headlines and was even featured in Sports Illustrated and the New York Times, as well as TV appearances on The Steve Harvey Show, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, Good Morning America, and a number of other major network channels. By 2013, he was dubbed the best 6th grade basketball player you've ever seen by the Huffington Post, and by 2014, he was labeled as the most marketed 12-year-old basketball player in the world, according to the Tampa Bay Times. In 2015, he became the youngest player to record 1,000 career varsity points, and that same year, he put up 52 points in a highly televised matchup with top 2020 class recruit Kyrie Walker, in which his highlight video for that game garnered over 12 million views on YouTube. In fact, that same year, he began starring in his own documentary series, Born Ready, on YouTube. By 2018, he was a sophomore in high school, averaging 34.7 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, and 4 steals per game before transferring to Prodigy Prep for his final year of high school, which he graduated from in 2020. From his jaw-dropping handles to his infamous height, or lack thereof, Julian Newman has become one of the most popular basketball players and internet sensations in the world. Where is he now? Obviously, Julian Newman has received a great deal of success and fame throughout his entire high school basketball career, which feels like began forever ago, even starring in his own reality show called Hello Newmans in 2019, which chronicled his come-up along with the success his sister Jaden, as well as the rest of his family. He also has his own sports apparel brand called Prodigy, and reportedly carries a net worth of more than $1 million. Although, despite his incredible numbers and ridiculous highlights, nobody seems to have taken him seriously whatsoever, in large part due to his supersized ego, cocky persona, flashy style of play, and most of all, his 5'7" stature. Not to mention the fact that he's recorded some extremely poor performances against good competition in recent years, including a game where Newman scored far below his usual numbers, shooting terribly from the field and racking up a series of really bad turnovers. He's also developed somewhat of an attitude problem, with footage emerging of him fighting with his own teammates, throwing chairs at opponents, and constantly trash-talking. So, while most would have hoped that we'd see him playing ball for some high-level NCAA school, especially after reportedly receiving over 15 D1 offers a year ago, he still has yet to announce anything, and appears to have instead chosen to take his talents overseas and compete internationally to better prepare himself for playing in the NBA, supposedly. The truth is that a lot of people feel that this is simply a cover-up and that Julian Newman has not actually received a single Division I offer from any NCAA schools. Furthermore, despite both him and his father announcing that he was going to play professionally overseas in places like Germany, Spain, China, Australia, or Japan, this seems to have been falsified, which may have led to places like the G League and other professional basketball leagues being more hesitant to sign Julian Newman or even take him seriously in any fashion. There have been recent reports of him working out with professional players, but still, nothing is confirmed. So what's next for Newman? It's no secret that Julian and his father have had high hopes for Julian one day making it to the NBA, having even calling himself the Prodigy. Unfortunately, following his ridiculous start at Downey Christian, he has since fallen off mightily and has been exposed by several major programs, including games against IMG Academy and Spire Academy, to name a few. So it's fair to say that he's a long way off from the NBA, even if there are teams out there interested in him, which feels unlikely. The COVID-19 pandemic seems to have delayed the process a bit, which is why we didn't hear anything about Julian in 2021. But we did get some news from his dad last year, seemingly without the consultation of Julian, that he would be playing in Australia's NBL, the same league that we saw LaMelo Ball, RJ Hampton, and Josh Giddey playing. However, once again, this doesn't seem true at all because there is literally no news anywhere announcing that Julian would be joining the NBL. Plus, the season is already underway and Julian hasn't even been spotted in Australia, let alone with an NBL jersey or contract. Now, we're a few months into 2022, and anytime you look up anything that has to do with Julian Newman, the only things that come up are his old high school mixtapes. But nothing on when or if he's still pursuing professional basketball, let alone if that's even a realistic option for him. So, taking this into account, I think that the ship for Julian Newman to play professional basketball has kind of sailed. At this point, if I'm Julian Newman, I think that the best route for him is to go back to YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or another social media platform and try to make money there. The truth is that no respectable league anywhere is going to take Julian seriously for a variety of reasons. But that doesn't mean that there isn't a market for him to succeed. He already has a substantial following on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and all three of these platforms are only going to continue to grow in the coming years. Not only that, but people genuinely want to see what he's up to, whether it's to support him or hate on him. So you know that wherever he posts his content, he's going to get views. So even though nobody really knows what's next for Julian Newman, I do think that for him to have a successful future, he would need to take advantage of his social media following and revert back to making videos on YouTube because there's tons of money to be made on here, and no respectable pro-level team is clearly going to take him seriously anytime soon. For now, we'll have to wait and see what the future holds for Julian, but there's no denying that he has fallen off dramatically since his rise to superstardom in the 5th grade. The good news is that you can still catch his highlights here on YouTube. The bad news is that these will probably be the biggest highlights of his basketball career. For now, stay tuned so that we can continue to give you updates on Julian's journey as well as any other news swirling around the basketball world. Thanks for watching.